أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم Assalamu alaikum dear students. I hope all of you would be doing fine and all of your family members and loved ones would be in good health, and I advise all of you to be very careful because the corona situation is really going out of control nowadays, so it's better to take all the precautionary measures to save yourself and your loved ones. So, in our previous lecture, we were talking about the diplomatic discourse of China, and we highlighted the various aspects of Chinese diplomatic discourse. And eventually, we had a discussion about the background of diplomatic discourse and the sort of competition which developed between the US and China over the tactics employed by both the powers in terms of diplomatic discourse. And finally, we had a brief discussion about the critical discourse analysis theory to explore the various aspects of the Chinese diplomatic discourse. So, in our today's lecture, we will continue with our previous discussion about Chinese diplomatic discourse, and we will talk about the one of the key aspects of Chinese diplomatic discourse, or which we can call the major theme of Chinese diplomatic discourse, which have been emphasized or which has been emphasized by the Chinese policymakers and the leadership of China. So, in our today's lecture, we will talk about the Chinese construct of discourses, and two main discourses have been identified from the speeches of the President Xi Jinping, that are the development discourse and the security discourse. So, talking about the main constructs of Chinese discourse, diplomatic discourse, two key themes have been identified from the speeches of the President Xi Jinping in order to achieve the state's national interest. The first key theme or key construct of China's diplomatic discourse is the development discourse, and the second one is the security discourse. So, we will have a detailed discussion about both these discourses of China, and we will discuss both these discourses one by one in a detailed manner. So, first of all, we will talk about the development discourse, which can be easily inferred from the Chinese president's speeches. This very analysis tries to examine the standpoint, ideas, beliefs, knowledge, and meaning of people in the society. She not only reinforces but also reproduces China's values and beliefs that country's own development will lead to a form of development that is distinctly different from that which occurred in the past. So, keeping in view the changing realities of the contemporary world, and in order to accommodate all those changes which are happening around the globe, new ideas and beliefs have been incorporated into the policies by the Chinese policymakers and their leadership, so that the the national interest can be procured in the best possible way. And these ideas and beliefs are somewhat different from the one which were adopted in the past by the Chinese leadership or policymakers. The two concepts of development are articulated. The one is defined by competition, which results in the capitalist system under which benefits accrue to the strongest or the most advantaged. And the second one is grounded in collaboration, which is identified with Chinese development, where the fruits of development are shared equally. So these are the two themes which are quite the opposite of each other. The first one, which is based on competition, is quite close to the capitalist system, which is still led by the Western world and especially by the US, in which the benefits are not equally shared between the owners and the working class. While on the other hand, the China other system is based on collaboration, which is quite close to the Chinese preferred system, that is socialism with Chinese characteristics, in which the fruits of the development are shared equally. And if you happen to listen to the State of the Union speech made by President Trump this year, these two themes of capitalism and socialism have been emphasized too much, and President Trump spoke much against the socialism, the system of socialism, which is being propagated by China and some other countries in the world. From the speeches of President Xi, the underlying message that can be easily identified is that the China's development is based on collaboration and mutual benefit. So when we talk about the recent initiatives taken by the Chinese government, such as the Belt and Road Initiative, as a goal of the 21st century, it has been repeatedly highlighted by the Chinese president that all these initiatives are based on win-win cooperation and for the mutual benefit of all the parties involved in this initiative or in this mega project. So this development discourse has been thoroughly emphasized by the Chinese leadership nowadays. And China's development discourse is comprised of the following four sub-discourses, that are the peaceful development, win-win cooperation, China model, and the Chinese dream. So now we will talk about all these four sub-discourses of China in a detailed manner, one by one. So first we will talk about the peaceful development. So, if we happen or if we look at the speeches made by the President Xi Jinping in the past few years, a reference to peace and development are expressed in the following terms such as common development, peace and development, and peaceful development. So these formulations are meant to reinforce the idea that China will not undertake any actions which could threaten world peace. So from all these constructions of peaceful development, we can figure out that Chinese are quite aware of the fact that in order to continue with their economic growth, it is imperative for them not to get into conflict with the other countries. So the path to development can only be ensured with the peaceful international within the peaceful international environment. So these articulations, these terminologies have been heavily emphasized by the Chinese leadership to tell the world that China is totally against totally against the like China does not like to undertake any actions which could harm the world peace or which can put the world peace in danger. So their path is towards a peaceful development of not only China but for the entire world. So these ideas have been repeatedly mentioned by the Chinese leadership and through the speeches of President Xi we can see the emphasis which has been placed on the peaceful development discourse initiated by or reinforced by the Chinese leadership. The second sub-discourse of peaceful development is the win-win cooperation. President Xi has made use of the following expressions in this very regard, such as win-win cooperation, friendly exchange, friendly cooperation, and mutual benefit and win-win cooperation. And these expressions have been used to stress that cooperation with China will benefit all the involved parties. So when we look at the CPEC project or the speeches made by the leadership of both the countries, one thing which is very common in these discourses made by the leadership is that it is a win-win. It is an initiative which ensures the win-win cooperation and it ensures the mutual benefit of all the parties involved in this project. So this project is this win-win cooperation is another significant theme which has been adopted in the Chinese development discourse and it is still being highly emphasized in the speech acts of President Xi Jinping. to tell the world that China is not there to exploit the countries around the world. Rather, it is interested to share the benefits of all these projects, which ensures mutual benefit of all the parties involved. Now we will talk about the Chinese model. This actually refers to a form of socialism with Chinese characteristics. More specifically, the political system is socialist, but economically the country is shifting from a centrally planned command economy to a market economy regulated by capitalist state. So this Chinese model, which has been adopted recently by the Chinese government and the Chinese leadership, is based on the good features of both the capitalist and socialistic models, and this is known as the socialism with Chinese characteristics. And this model has also been expressed through another terminology which has become quite prominent and renowned in the world, that is the Beijing Consensus. Before that, there was a model which has been highly, adopted by the most of the countries around the world. That was the the Washington Consensus, that was quite close to the capitalist system of economy. And the Chinese system, which is based on socialism with Chinese characteristics, is also known as the Washington Consensus, which is being adopted by many countries, especially in the Asian and the African continent, because of the phenomenal development made by China in the past 3 to 4 decades. So President Xi's references to a Chinese model allude to China's efforts to set its own path to development, one which does not follow the Western model. So this development path which China is pursuing is quite different from the American path, but still China is not challenging the status quo, and China is not trying to totally divert this system or totally change this system which has been established by the Americans in the capitalist oriented manner. So they are providing an alternative to that system to the world, based on the phenomenal developments they have made in the past 3 to 4 years. And the last dominant theme which is studied in the sub-discourses of Chinese development discourses, the Chinese dream. This is actually the goal of China's development. The Chinese dream is distinct from the American dream in that while the American dream is grounded in individualism, the Chinese dream is collectivist and prioritizes the protection of mutual benefit. The American dream is referred to as the one in which US tries to procure its own interest at the cost of the other states most of the time, but Chinese present their dream as the one which is based on collectivist, and it tries to ensure that all the parties get mutually benefited from the collaboration. So China's development presents opportunities for the development of other nations as well. So it has been presented in the way that the Chinese dream will ensure the mutual benefit of all the countries involved rather than just one country or few countries, rather than to serve the interest of one or few countries of the world. So these are the four sub-discourses which are discussed in these development discourse, and so many examples of all these discourses can be easily found from the speeches of President Xi Jinping. Okay, now we will talk about the security discourse of China. Security discourse is one type of speech act which serves to raise the importance of security issues and legitimize the imposition of harsh government measures meant to defend national security, which in other circumstances would be impossible. Security, therefore, is far from being a neutral term, rather, it is a word that the state employs for its own ends. The security discourse that is evident in the speeches of President Xi Jinping comprises of the two sub-discourses. The one is the strategic partnership and the other one is the new security. So I would like to conclude our today's discussion here, and because it might not be possible for me to cover this security discourse in a short time, it would take some more time to be covered. So perhaps I would like to have discussion about this in our next lecture. So until then, I advise you to go through the lecture thoroughly, and if you have any queries, you can raise your questions in our WhatsApp group. And one more information I would like to share with all of you, that I hope all of you would have been provided with your LMS login IDs, and if that is not the case, I hope you could get the login IDs of LMS soon, and I would share the link of all the lectures from the initiation of online classes till now. I would share the link of all those lectures on the LMS system as well, and you can log into your LMS, and you can have access to all these lectures through another channel if you face any difficulty having access to the lectures through WhatsApp groups. So if you have any queries, just write me in the WhatsApp group, and I would be quite happy to address your queries. So until then, wish you best of luck, and we will have discussion about the security discourse in our next lecture. Until then, stay safe and healthy. See you for the next lecture, inshallah. Bye, friends.